to Shardverse 1385. Woo! So, last time when we left our group of adventurers, one of them was talking to a god, and one of them was about to have a flashback, but that will come later. Other than that, they had taken the Hago Yemen out into space and destroyed some not meteors, asteroid pieces with them, and had found out that when you use the Hago Yemen for destruction, that it releases a crushing wave of depression that goes for a really long ways. Well, at least theoretically goes for a really long ways. Um, and then that happened. That happened. So we are going to start on the astral plane with Lollipop, who, through Triune's indulgence and his own, has learned new things.
I am.
Hello. We were talking about something, and then it faded to black. I'm not sure why that happened.
All right.
I'll stop breaking the fourth wall. Forget what I said. Ah. So, Lollipop, what were we talking about?
I think we need to find some way of, not draining people's souls in order to fire the weapon.
Mm. So, the original inventor of this device, from what I can remember, because, the gap affects all of us, from what we can remember, is that was put in as a failsafe to try to deter destruction with such a device.
Well, isn't the first thing he used it for destruction?
Yes, I know. But it was, what's the word I'm looking for?
Ironic?
Yo, it's cool as long as the destruction is done with irony.
Right. If you're causing destruction to recreate life, that's okay, I guess. But anyway.
Wait. Recreate life? Can it be used to change one type of life into another?
Perhaps. As I said, some of the knowledge is lost, even to us, even to we.
All right.
But so far, you guys seem to be on the right path. If I tell you too much, then I'm just telling a story, and you might as well not even be in it. So, you have my blessing, Lollipop. Go forth. Believe and trust in your friends, except for that guy from the future, because he's crazy. And, just kidding.
Is that an official opinion? Oh, all right.
And, yeah. Good luck. You'll need it. Poof. And you wake up from your dream sequence.
All right. We really should try this. But we got to find some way of getting around that whole drain rule. Maybe if we could transmute stuff instead of... I'm going to need to do some more programming, find out more things they can do. Because if we can not send millions of our lives into hell by blowing something big up, it'd be better.
Make a perception check for me.
Okay.
The habitat box that you have in your room?
Mm-hmm.
It just made a noise.
Alrighty then. I'm going to...
What's in your habitat box?
Fable's eye.
Oh, good. I'm glad that made a noise.
Start the reactor. Not Fallout.
Do you investigate?
No.
Yes.
That was
Definitely investigate.
that was a reference to the one film on Mars. If it was Fallout, it would have been. Why must you say these things, reprobate? You're making us sound like a bunch of flat Earth or a bunch of round Earthers.
No, that was from. Oh God, what is Start the Reactor Quaid from?
Quaid?
Yeah,
Oh, that must have been from oh
Total
god,
Recall?
Total Recall.
Total Recall. Thank you. Yeah,
We all
it's
collectively remembered it at the same time.
a
Yeah, that
Total
was great.
Recall, if you will.
You said Quaid. I immediately knew it was Total Recall.
I missed
Yeah.
the Quaid. That's what happened.
Yeah.
Quado.
So, for those of you at home that don't know what a habitat box is in Starfinder, it's a medium-sized aquarium with environmental controls, and you can connect them together to store bigger creatures and/or plants in them. Uh,
And for those
right
who
now,
haven't been listening the entire time, a while ago, Lollipop stole Fable's discarded
medical
eye
waste.
for
Mhm.
medical waste, and because he wants to build artificial life, so
Okay,
he wanted to study
so
some.
the habitat box has a control panel on the side, and give me a computers check for that. Oh yeah, so there is movement inside of the habitat box.
Oh boy, I need to figure out exactly what the movement is, what's going on, and why it's making noises. Would
Do
that be
you?
life science?
Yeah, give us a life science check. That sounds fun. You're not exactly sure how, but when you change the oh god, not the consistency. You turn off the tent so you can see into the box. What is that
Mm-hmm.
word? Um,
Um,
your eye is a fly. It's still an eye, but it has six little legs and a pair of wings. It blinks
oh,
at you.
all right. I see. Uh, okay, which one of the twins is the medical one? That's going to be Temperance, right?
Temperance, you
Yes,
are
Temperance
correct.
is the physical science one.
I'm going to send a private message to Temperance. I'd like to see you in my room just for a consultation.
Most people would be like, "Hey, yo, what the fuck?" Temperance doesn't have thoughts like that, and so just sends a message that basically says something to the effect of, "I shall be there promptly," and he is there promptly.
I'll usher him in. All right. I haven't done anything to that thing I put into the habitat box.
The
However,
stolen
it's been
eye.
doing some. Yes. However, it's been doing something interesting, and I'll show him.
I'm certain that
So
it is doing things that eyes are eyes aren't
yeah,
supposed to do that.
literally it flies from the bottom of the box to the top of the box, looks directly at you, and blinks twice.
Eee. Fascinating.
Would you
I'm
like
gonna give it a
to?
physical science roll
Okay,
because we've already done life science. We might as well do other sciences
start there.
if my character sheet will load.
It will. I have faith in it.
Hey, finally.
Bee!
Feed me. He's very good at physical science.
So it's behaving in a similar composition to what you know nanites to do. Like it seems to be using the same chemical compositions to power itself as any of the nanosites you've come across.
So, if I took my micro lab and gave it like a more thorough scan, would I be able to tell if it is just a colony of nanites or if it is something behaving in similar ways? Also,
I'll
is it
help.
self-replicating?
Yes. There's only one right now. it hasn't done anything to make you think that it's trying to replicate itself yet.
Okay, so it's not a nanite colony, because that could be a problem. So yeah, Timbers just stares at this thing for a while, then again, his microlab is like a gauntlet that goes from hand up to his elbow on one arm, and just a bunch of micro display holograms pop up, and he starts taking scans and what you could assume is the equivalent of biosigns and vitals for a inorganic being,
Yep.
and is like,
So
some of this is
now give me your
inconclusive.
life science.
Uh,
Well,
some
or-
of this is- where's the life science?
It's under L.
Hey.
okay. Are you ready? It's a robot. It somehow has changed into a robotic form, and it is alive. It has its own teeny tiny system, and it is a weird eyeball fly.
The Allspark has been here.
You mean the Hegel
Actually-
Yemen?
Lollipop, it occurs to you that maybe you should consult the spirits with mysticism.
Okay. Oh, I really hope I don't find out this thing has a soul all its own now.
Father.
Father, I want violence.
Feed me.
There is an aura of triune around this thing. And it does seem to have a spark inside of it.
All right. This
So
thing
is
may
the
be.
Allspark.
This thing may actually have a soul, and it's like living off Triune's magic.
So
Or at
would
least it has
be...
triune's blessing.
It's okay by Triune as far as I can tell, which means somehow I accidentally made the artificial life I was trying to make, but that's much smaller than I was hoping for.
Most of the greatest advancements of science are done on accident. That, or they lead to the accidental death of the discoverers.
Yeah,
Or both.
nitroglycerin.
Would it be correct to say that this is like an SRO then?
Technically, it's because you got a natural 20 on your life science. Like I said, it acts like a version of a nanite, but it's one solid creature, at least at this moment. And it still hasn't tried to reproduce, just so everybody calms down about that.
Well, we are afraid of a Grey Goose scenario.
Yes, definitely.
But,
Well, and luckily, because, you guys have seen that glimpse into the bleak future that your colleague comes from, Fable. Well, actually, what would that be? How do we recall knowledge? Is that culture?
I think?
I think it usually is.
Yeah, usually, yeah.
All right. Why don't you both make a culture check to try and remember that future that you saw from Fable earlier? Okay, so you remember Fable talking about a nanite plague that had merged with the swarm.
Well, he didn't even talk about it. He basically just showed them visions of it.
Yes, I realize
And-
that, but that's still
yeah.
technically talking about it. It's just a weird way of doing it. That's what happens when you have a mile-long stare. But yes, visions of the future, nanite plague, swarm, blah blah blah. And I mean, yeah, you guys have done well enough on all of your checks so far that that might occur to you. But once again, at least at this time, your little guy in there has, a blessing of triune.
All right. It's got the blessing of Triune, so it's A-okay by at least the god.
Hmm.
But we don't know if the nanite plague had the A-okay of Triune either. Oh, shit. This could be bad.
All
It
right,
is
so you remember
interesting
when
that you.
Megatron betrayed Unicron and all the like psychic pain occurred?
Mm-hmm.
I thought about doing that for a brief second, but Triune's not Unicron, so you're okay. Um,
Yay, other Transformer nerds.
I have Unicron hanging in my front room.
That's another game I want to run at some point.
Yes, I
It's,
will beat
it's
Scott to
inter-
that one. Yes.
it is interesting that you mentioned nanites. This thing is behaving. Well, first, I assumed it would behave similar to an SRO or some sort of creature from the plane of order. However, by all rights, it appears to be behaving akin to a nanite colony, though I am not detecting any attempt to self-replicate.
You know how Fable said that things change? Could it be that he's coming back that changes it? And I started all the lovely changes that... Never mind. It's just too much. Okay, it might be too much for you to wrap your head around. I'll think about it.
You do realize that I am quite the intellectual as well.
Yeah, it's a cause and effect thing, and if I brought it up to Fable,
That would not go well. We would be in for quite the lengthy lecture.
yeah, those lectures of him. He
Has
can
n-
certainly talk.
Given everything that has occurred recently, as well as the discovery of the Hago Yamen, I believe it would be correct to say that we may be existing within some sort of paracausal time. A point of time in which multiple timelines diverge, but which all events beforehand condense towards. A sort of paracausal eddy within the stream of time and space.
Well,
My brain
Yes.
hurts. I hear nerds talking.
How may I
you
help?
are currently wandering around, having just completed another rigorous session of destroy the HEC,
Mm-hmm.
and it occurs to you, for some reason or another, that you want to go and find charity, or not charity, temperance.
Okay, why do I want to find temperance?
Hmm.
The bug you injected told you to.
That would be funny, but I'm trying not to lead it that hard. I don't know.
See,
But
because
what would you do if you were fully worked out? Temperance would be the one that if you'd actually managed to strain yourself, would have, helped fix it.
so I think what probably would be more likely is somebody probably would have sent temperance to Claire's room, because Claire has not been eating. He hasn't actually
That's
been doing
right.
anything.
You've been angry. I'm
Yes.
so sorry. You didn't.
Yeah. So
Actually, I
if-
would have brought food to you every now and then, knowing how you are.
yeah, and Claire would not accept it, and he'd essentially say something to the tune of, "I'm sorry, I don't. I appreciate your effort, but this is a matter of pride."
Dude, I get you, but hey, it's here for when you're ready.
Yeah. But yeah, Claire's been just sitting in his room doing nothing, like staring at a wall. Like you are, it's genuinely baffling how a person, like, which Claire is a person, has the capacity to stare at a wall for this long.
Yeah, let's see. It's been, what, almost a week?
Yeah.
Mm. So, with that in mind, Charity, you've been getting daily updates, and he hasn't left his room since you grounded him.
Well, Charity's going to do the responsible leader thing and go and check on the unruly child.
Okay.
Just one of those, show up. I assume our doors have like the equivalent of a, the Star Trek BDD. Come.
Right. Yeah, you'd probably do that, and Claire would just say, enter.
Come. Yeah, Charity just steps in.
Kind of sits there and stares expectantly.
Getting reports that you ain't eating.
You have accurate reports.
Mind telling me why you're on a hunger strike?
And I think that he'll probably look at you and he'll basically say, I don't know what he would say. I think he would probably say, the reason should be apparent. I am a weapon without a warrior.
Not Temperance. Charity just sighs, folding his arms, is like, Clint, I understand the background you come from, but do you understand why I had to do what I did?
Claire probably pauses for a moment and says, the strongest of a pack lead understands that their assets must be kept assets.
And a leader must also understand that when someone is behaving out of order and risking other assets, then that tool needs to be set aside. For now.
Probably pauses and looks at you and says, I think you misunderstand. Are you aware of the age at which the Shobad of my tribe are forced to become men, or are forced to become adults?
I've not heard it from your own lips, but I have read about it.
9. We reach true maturity at age 12. From the beginning of that point until we leave, we are trained to do one thing, and only one thing. We are Clan Nasa Ravi. Without fighting the Ravi, there is no purpose.
Would you kill your entire clan to kill some Ravi?
And Claire would probably nod and say, if it were the right choice, then yes.
That might be how it works in your culture, and I'm not besmirching you that. But Clay, you threaten the lives of every soul on board this ship. You went against my orders, you went against the captain's orders. We aren't in your clan. We are in a military, and one of the things we expect out of that is order.
And I think that Claire probably will sit there. Probably. Your order means nothing when we all die.
And your honor means nothing if you kill everyone who's fighting beside you. You won't win on your own.
I think that Claire will probably chuckle at that. And he says, just you wait. There will be a time.
A time when you kill everyone that you've come to care for, or that's come to care for you, so that you can hunt your white whale?
And he probably says, truly, you misunderstand.
And I think that you misunderstand me too. My order stands.
Yeah, and Claire is going to say, tell the cousin, do not bring me food anymore. I hate to disappoint.
You two are cousins in one way. Could tell him not to bring you food, and I'm sure he'll be bringing you a smorgasbord within the hour. He'll do what he does. Neither of you ever seem to listen very well. And he just leaves.
Yeah. And Clay will sit there just in his room staring forward again.
You hear war drums in the distance, but it's just in your mind.
Oh, yeah. Clay's always thinking about killing dim bugs.
All right, so
Cled doesn't give a Cled doesn't believe in
Cled.
blue on blue.
show bod. Okay. After another week, we'll start making rolls to see if you start having visions.
Sure.
Well, it makes sense. You're starving yourself. Eventually,
Yeah.
that happens.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
All right. So let's see.
Should he be making rolls to see if the living additions he's made to his body don't start eating him?
No, those are working like regular personal upgrades, bud.
Yes. I'm stronger than the Ravi. I'm just not stronger than my stomach.
Yeah. The tiny bits of Ravi that he has inside of him have been what's the word? Used,
Neutered?
vaccinated. So they have all of their side powers, but they can't actually kill him. Showbot upgrades. They can kill you. But speaking of Rem, you find yourself at a computer looking at space porn. What are you doing?
Quickly close
Actually-
the tab.
Yeah, you know that the camera that the audience watches on is behind you, so you, in shame, close the tab.
Contemplate, it's gone contemplative 13?
Oh, he's not contemplating.
Wow.
No, I
No,
know,
that-
but that's just the porn he's watching.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
I see.
it's the 13th in the series.
Sure that Lollipop will have some things to say about that.
Mm.
How
So,
do you know
Rem,
it's not
what were you
Lollipop's
actually
porn
doing?
he's watching?
Damn.
Oh, just sitting around chilling. I'm not really doing anything. I don't
Yeah.
waiting for the next thing to tell us what we can and cannot do, I guess.
Mm. Okay. You're being boring. Fine. So, meanwhile, on the other side of Cadillac Ranch, Fable.
So I think probably what's going on with Fable is probably running he probably has like the computer running calculations in the background as to theoretical minimum distance from the cannon that the effect to be safe from the sorrow wave of despair off of that thing. Not necessarily because he intends that that's necessarily the use for it or whatever, but more to the just keeping the avenue open because he doesn't know what charities orders are going to be on further testing. So he's already running the calculations. Pardon. In the background for all of that, like what the minimum safe distance would be from the effect. But while that computer is running, he's actually probably just tinkering with the hell jumper. He's probably like he's probably installing or retrofitting like the rotary laser turret,
Mm.
probably tuning the controls up on that and whatnot.
Well,
Occasionally, like
somewhere in the
he'll
middle
check
of
on the
that,
program.
you have a moment where you're thinking about the past, which is the future for these people.
Mm-hmm.
And then suddenly, your eyes fucking start glowing white, and you're
Okay.
hit with a beam of mystical energy from within yourself, and you have a vision of the future.
Okay.
And it's pretty close to the same effects that you or thing that you've been having, but the nanite swarm is different. It's more like an actual swarm, and they're all about 3 inches long
Mm-hmm.
and have a singular eye,
Mm-hmm.
and they attack as Spothanae, as well as making themselves large enough to be mechs.
Okay.
And they eviscerate everything in their wake. The Hago Yamen is still somehow the culture point of how they gain this power. And you find yourself on that table again, and they're examining your eyes on the table in the swarm hive, and one of the tiny creatures crawls up on one of the swarm, and you recognize just a tent of yourself within the creatures.
Okay.
And then you flash forward to the flashback of where you're at in time,
Mm-hmm.
and you have a nosebleed.
Hmm. Well, it probably doesn't take long for the internal nanites that I have that we already knew I had
Yeah,
to
to
start
fix that.
to start fixing that stuff up. To but it's just like that single trickle of blood, and he's uh, I probably there's a moment where he takes a second, and he pauses, and he kind of like reaches down and pats one of the pouches on his leg, um, and then removes his hand from it, and upon uh, upon doing the upon doing that, he maybe finishes like the his work with the rotary laser cannon, and probably goes back to check out the like the program that's running about like minimum safe distance and calculations as to the destructive force of what the Hagoyama let loose, and like
So
all of
far,
the kind of yeah, like all of the data we got from the tests.
so
Um,
far, you don't even think that it's fired at full capacity yet.
hmm But even where it was
Mm,
maxing out the mechs, the
the next
the
batteries, yes.
Juggernaut's batteries and what have you. Yeah, he'll probably send that in a file, at least that much to charity, like a like initial findings thing, like a preliminary report. Like it's very formal. Like he kind of sits down at his computer, kind of takes a moment to tap it out, this preliminary report that he sends off, that's like basically like these are the levels of destructive power that we were able to measure. This was the stress that we were reading on the Juggernaut mech's power supply being super maxed out. These are like the sort of like firsthand testimonials, the firsthand report, like the communication logs, whereupon Rim and Cleh were talking about how they felt while they were firing it and whatnot. And he's got it all kind of pinned together. And there's like a note at the bottom that um, there's a program running to analyze if there is a safe minimum distance when firing the weapon. But he didn't put in whether he puts any recommendations on whether to use the Hago Yum in that way or not. Like he leaves that completely, his own opinions of it completely out, and kind of wanders
Well,
to,
yeah, his opinions
yeah,
are classified.
yeah, well, yeah,
Ha!
exactly. We've never determined we've never actually said by whom though. Uh,
Mm.
so, uh, yeah, he probably sends that report back. Um, and there's a moment as he's kind of like before he pauses before, like maybe there's like a moment where he's got his hand over the send button, and he pauses for a minute, almost like considering whether to do so or not, uh, and then apparently coming to a decision, or at least the moment is over. He hits the send button, and Charity, you're hit with the reports. Like the data comes in to you, like wherever your comms is.
Mm.
You probably get an alert.
Alert.
I mean, yeah,
Cherry, are you there?
he'll
Okay.
look it over. I mean, I don't know how he would respond immediately. It's probably one of those, you send the report off to the boss, and it's going to be a little bit for them to look it over.
Yeah, yeah.
Dylan, did you give me the vitamin document? I needed that last Tuesday.
Yeah. Did you get that thing I sent you?
Oh God.
I'm gonna have to go ahead and ask you to get those TPS reports done.
That'd be
Now,
great.
did you get
That'd be
all?
great.
Did you get those sent to HR that needs to be sent in triplicate by the end of this business day?
HR? Shouldn't HR be sending us stuff? We're private contractors.
No, you don't understand. Normally HR would, but this is a situation where it goes against the contract that was signed up the last time that we had someone complain, which led to a whole. You know what? Just look it up in the court case.
Okay.
Heh.
Yeah, I ain't got time for that legal shit.
Yeah, no more of this Blackwater talk.
Yeah. See, that's what my profession should have actually been. It should have been like legal analyst or something.
Oh yeah, that would have gone
Legal
very well in
para.
this campaign.
That would have been great.
Mhm.
Not only am I from the future and I can help you fight your battles, I can also help you negotiate your contracts.
Hell
No.
yeah.
No. I will play that character later.
No.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much. Yeah, I mean, he might go back over to his mech to do a little bit of like um, concepting. Like maybe he's tinkering. Maybe he's like kind of looking at the frame and the power systems and the weapons laid out and trying to determine if any of it, what he might be able to do with any of it before before the final battle. He probably also goes and, I mean, he's probably also going to be like, he'll probably also like clean and double check his equipment, make sure that he's got what he needs as far as like when he's ready, like his gear and his kit is ready to go when it's time to move out. And he's probably pretty sure there's more tests coming, but did
The
we
last Boy
remove the
Scout
Hago,
in the
did we
future.
yeah, well, did we remove the Hago Yaman from the Juggernaut mech, or is that something that we were even going to do? Did we just leave it
I
there? How
mean,
did
I
that?
would assume that the best
what
thing
was
to
I was
do
gonna
with the
say,
Hago would
when
be
you
to.
guys created that appendage to hold it, you made it just so it was able to be taken out with ease.
Yeah, and I would think the best thing to do would be to take it out and put it back in containment.
Okay, so we probably would have already done that then.
Yeah, that would have been like
Now,
first thing
here's the
first, even
important
before you
part
get the
for all
pilots
that,
out.
though.
Yeah.
Because of what went down with you and the pilots, who actually has the Hago Yaman?
Ooh, probably either. I mean, if Charity had a say over it, would probably either be Fable or Lollipop.
Okay, well,
Yeah, that's fair.
all right. The reason I bring it up, she who said it's fair, is because at one point Chloe was guarding it for Team Forearms.
I do not think Clet is guarding it anymore. I think somebody would have stripped that away from him.
Well, it was attached to the mech, and when as soon as you guys got in, you were like immediately had that confrontation. I'm assuming we had a team like uh pull that off. So it would make sense that either it went to whoever Charity decided needed to keep an eye on it, or either that or it's the
Yeah,
actual
Charity, if you
military.
didn't actually do something, then the military has taken control of the Hago Yaman because you guys all
Say,
fought.
It's
Lollipop would suggest you give it to the person who can carry things that heavy. big brain, itty bitty arms.
Yeah, so I guess then it would have gone to
Lollipop. Make a perception check. Try to pick it up.
He'll try to pick it up.
All right. Now, there's a contemplating holding a basketball above his head. It
Huh.
feels incredibly light for you,
Oh shit, he
but
gonna dunk
you
it.
can feel the old magic coursing through you in that weird sort of old magic way when you pick it up.
All right, maybe it's not so heavy. I can hold on to this. Definitely.
And if you have what is it, not a temporal vortex, that's not the right words.
I don't have a
Um,
portable hole.
You don't have the Starfinder portable hole.
No.
They're pretty cheap. Oh yeah, it's been 10 days. You all get 5,700 credits.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
Claire, you get an update on your comms. It says money has been deposited into your account.
Yeah. Clay only understands the account as a way to get things. He doesn't really get money.
Right.
How much did you say?
5,700.
There we go. Well, thank you, GM.
Remember, Daniel, if you're listening, you get double.
Love that.
But so yeah.
Yeah. I
So
guess
payday happened in the middle of all this.
I could buy a portable hole.
Ooh.
The fact that I can't think of the right word again is annoying.
Bag of holding.
No, it's
The
called
locker.
Void something.
null space chamber. That's what it's called.
That's
Null space
it.
chamber. Yeah, and there's also the lockers that they have that can fold.
Mm. Alright, it's still the best. Daniel was like, I want to be able to pull a rocket launcher out of my cleavage, and I'm like, you can do that.
Huh.
Starfinder allows that to completely be a thing.
Excellent. Is that better or worse than a ATGM out of a backpack, Rowan?
It wasn't an ATGM, it was an entire SAM battery.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
So I think
Good
that
point.
answers the question.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that does answer the question.
Okay,
Little
well,
kid reached into their backpack and pulled out an S400.
that makes this silly.
Mhm.
But suddenly, it occurs to you that you have access to the Hago Yemen lollipop.
Yes, indeed.
The real question, though, is it in the room with you and Temperance right now?
Yes. Yes, it would be.
How close to the habitat box is it?
Oh, habitat box is probably near the mini fridge. It's definitely in the same room, maybe separate walls, but not opposing walls.
Okay, well, let's see. Because like I said, I still thought Claire had it.
Oh, no. Clay, I feel like no one would let Clay have that after the stunt that was pulled.
No.
Well, you are 15 foot tall and a tank, sir. Go ahead, try.
Yeah. I don't think that he would care all that much.
I killed 45 soldiers before I grew bored and just gave it back to my cousin. They will not stop trying to take this cousin. Maybe if you have it, they will be satisfied.
Jesus. No, I don't think Clay. I think Clay probably at that point would be like, all right, the whole army is wanting me to give this up. There's no point in me dying here.
I will not be able to kill Ravi if I keep this thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. But either way. So, nothing has happened. But originally something was. But I only gave it a percentage chance because I've been in the room with it the whole time. Or perhaps that's why. I'll have to think about that later. Anyway, nothing happened now that we thought about the Ravi being in the same room with your new creature. What are you going to call it? It's a new species.
Wow.
You can take time.
Yeah. We're not
I
gonna
won't
call
force you to be like, call it the Steve Bug, please.
the pop eye.
Ah, that was almost as funny. Oh, okay.
Got him.
Because it's lollipop and it's an eyeball. Yeah,
I
the
thought you
pop
meant because
eye.
it just popped out of nowhere.
No,
Mhm.
no, it's a little bit better than
No,
that.
it's from the future, technically. Uh, but all of that's classified, so you guys will never find out about that. And you all know better than to show it to him, so you'll never find out about that. It's beautiful.
We
All
all know
right.
we know better than to show it to him right now.
Well, yeah. Otherwise, he's going to try and kill it. You're going to try and save it because Triune was like, hey, here's a buddy for you. And yeah, inter party turmoil, and you're just like, no, we'll just keep this a secret until it's horribly out of control.
Chaos, death, destruction, cats and dogs
It's only
being friends.
possible. The future keeps changing because he's in the past in the first place. The only way
Yeah,
that he couldn't affect the future is if he'd literally just sat there and waited for 300 years to pass so he was at the right point in time that he needed to be.
which he maybe should have done but didn't.
Yeah. That's what happens when you have an ego.
He didn't have a choice. He landed right in the middle of a military base.
That's true.
I think
He got swept up in this shit without really having the opportunity to say, "No, I'm nobody. I'm not important. I'm just gonna wait 300 years." No, he was dropped in the middle of a fucking military base that was there to fight the swarm, and he didn't have the option to not get swept up.
But, so that's what's going on there. You guys have had several reports of smaller colonies in the vast being attacked by swarm. And at this point, you guys have been at war long enough that everybody's like, all right, everybody have your spaceship ready in case we have to run the fuck away. So a lot of them are just doing that. They're like, ah, swarm, and they literally jump planet and go to the next planet that supports, life, and start doing stuff there until the swarm attacks again. And that's literally what the tactic is out in the vast at the moment.
Sounds
And
organized and effective.
you've also had reports that the Hive in what was it, Vector Alpha, whatever, that the Hive there has grown exponentially in the last 10 days.
Hmm. Interdesting.
Oh. Hmm.
Oh?
Yeah.
What's oh?
Charity.
Yes.
You get a direct call from General. I'm going to say her name wrong if I don't look. Kravidad? The
I
4 foot tall
think.
best?
Yeah.
Yes.
The general?
Yes.
The general. Well, I'm gonna pick up for the general to save some time.
Hello. I need you in my office 7
Oh.
minutes ago.
That is what he shall do.
Teleport. Oh, there I am. All right. So, you've been getting the reports that we've been sending you about stuff. Have you come up with any other uses for the Hago Yamen that won't cause widespread depression? Oh, it got incredibly quiet. Hello?
Oh, you're good.
Okay.
I just muted my thing. Sorry, my fan's on the background.
Yeah. For whatever reason, it just like suddenly there was silence and it confused me. Also, I've gotten reports that your soldier guy. Mm, the Ravi killer.
Fucking love
Um,
the idea of a general saying, you're a soldier guy.
uh, yeah, Claire hasn't eaten in 11 days now. That's not good for anyone that's about to go into a massive battle. What exactly is going on there?
Some sort of honor hunger strike because I dared to say, hey, you're grounded for potentially risking the lives of everyone on board this ship.
Well, and the other 6 ships that followed you there, yeah.
It's a massive act of insubordination that I can't do anything about because he's so wrapped up in this cultural thing of his.
Mm. Yes, the Shobog can be stubborn creatures.
But nobody misses the point that I told him to fire.
You're grounded too!
Yeah, we assume that's why you had nothing to do.
See,
Pretty much.
that's the thing though, is like, that's the big thing, is that he was told to do it by someone who he implicitly trusted. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it goes back to Xander destroying the universe, but that's for another story.
Scott will never live that down.
That's fine. I'm alright with it.
Wait until I get Amy to make me t-shirts.
I will wear that shirt proudly.
Xander destroyed the multiverse, and all I got was a stupid T-shirt.
That would be fun too. But yeah, something along those lines. Anyway. So Charity, back to that. I know that you are a young captain. But you have done very well so far. With species such as my own that are bred for war, I can understand his dismay at being told that he cannot hunt. I was told that I cannot hunt and I would never make it to adulthood because of my deformity. But here I am.
The Vesk also understand that there needs to be some semblance of military order and respect of the chain of command.
Yes. And if you weren't just, a tiny human and had been a Vesk commander, you would have either killed him or attempted to slay him for such insubordinance. But I know that is not the human way.
He's too valuable as is. There's no point in killing him. He can kill the swarm effectively, and at the end of the day, we're not going to live through all of this if we're too busy killing each other. At that point, we're just doing what the swarm wants to do for them.
Your words are often wise. Charity. Very well. So, we need to figure out if and when we're using the powers of the Hago Yemen to attempt to do a frontal assault on the Swarm Hive itself. At this point, the only one that hasn't responded is the Aslanti Empire. Otherwise, we have the maximum output of ships that we can without leaving actual planets abandoned. It will be a mighty navy.
I don't expect the Aslanti would take too well to being asked for assistance by any non-humans.
No, we had humans do it, of course. I mean, they're racist fucks. But they have lots of guns.
It is true.
Banjos start playing as we start talking about the Aslanti. Now, redneck.
Wait. So you're saying that this whole time, Serold was supposed to be a redneck?
No, he was a hillbilly. There's a difference. But anyway. Sorry, sidetracked. Anyway, the Aslanti are being their normal selves and being like, we're not really afraid of the swarm. Fuck them. They're really only fucking with you guys. Yeah, I know. But it's like climate change. They were like, oh, climate change isn't real.
Space climate change.
Well, I mean, look what happened to Glorion. It disappeared.
All of space is 2 degrees warmer.
Uh,
But,
all right. There was lots of good jokes in there, but let's continue.
at this point, I think if I wanted to get through to Claire, I can't do it myself. It would have to be through Rem. The only person he'll listen to is Rem. But
Yes,
Rem's the
not
one that ordered
necessarily.
him to fire.
That is true. We could shift all the blame onto Rem, have him court-martialed and decapitated,
That
and then
is
that would allow. I mean,
not what I meant. Like, getting real quiet, like, that's not what I meant.
That's like you snitch on someone at work because you've never realized that you're not supposed to snitch on someone at work, and they're like, excellent. So, like, we could fire them for that. And you're like, oh, fuck, this is why you don't snitch at work.
This isn't even snitching. This is just a legitimate fucking
No,
thing.
that is. It is. No, I agree.
is.
It is
This
a
is-
totally legitimate
This is
thing.
less snitching on them for fucking, I don't know, eating something past the throw-out date and more,
Well-
hey, they almost backed up a truck into a fucking school bus.
Besides,
Well, and
it's
you
not
have to
like,
remember, you're talking to a Vesk, and they
That
have
is
done
true.
genocide in the past.
and you can't really call it snitching if everybody witnessed it and you're not giving any new information.
No, that's true. I was mainly going, like, tonally, like, that feeling.
Yeah.
And, you know,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, I get you. I get you.
yeah.
Yeah, I do
I just had to make fun
Yeah.
of that.
We point
Oh,
out
yeah.
the Vesk have done genocide and would probably do it again, and I'm like, so have half the players on this channel.
Yeah.
All right.
Ouch.
I
Mostly
don't know what you're talking about.
Ryan.
Remind me
True.
who doesn't have mysticism, because I know most of you do.
Clad
Temperance
does
does not. He has science. He doesn't need no space magic.
He's got no religion. I got it. All right. Science is the religion. Okay.
Hold on, I think no, he does have a god. I think.
Oh.
Yeah,
Is it
Saren.
the genetic god?
No, Saren Ray.
Oh, nice. Saren Ray. Good god to pick.
Mm.
Not
Okay.
Abadar?
Mm.
No, but Abadar does.
Abadar
love
is
you.
needy. Yeah, Abadar does love you. For 10%, he'll love you more.
Abadar's fucking closest friend in the Pantheon is fucking Asmodeus. I don't think we can fucking listen to him.
Lawful evil?
Lawful evil and lawful neutral.
So it's not quite, that weird
Fucking
relationship between
God
the
of
angel and the
law
devil.
and civilization is best buds with the god of tyrants.
Well, that is, I am the law.
That sounds accurate.
God
I
of...
say, even Jesus kept irreputable people around.
Yeah, but that'd be, instead of being like, hey, I'm gonna hang out with, like, whores and thieves, this is, hey, I'm going to hang out with Satine.
Yeah.
El
But-
Diablo.
Hey Lou, what's going on? Oh, nothing, Jesus. How are you? Anyway, new conversation. Back to the actual Pantheon. Triune. Triune's been awful giddy lately.
Fizzle Romble Fizzle Bigot or whatever, the fucking gnome goddess.
Okay,
Name
so
my
over the
book.
next several days, Charity. Wait, no. Temperance, do you actually go back and run more tests and all of that on this new creature?
Yes, he would be very interested to make sure that this thing is not about to, Grey Goo us.
Okay. Now, at any point during that, do you discuss with Lollipop telling yourself? I mean, not yourself. Charity.
I mean, he'd keep Charity up to date, and Charity's just like, oh, fuck, another fucking thing I have to worry about. Man, this sucks!
Okay. And Lollipop, you're okay with that, right?
Does he tell Lollipop that he's telling
No.
Charity? So I don't have to be okay with that. We'll see.
Nitty
I was
Rumbo
actually
Dazzle,
talking
that's
about them
the-
coming back. Oh,
That's the goddess
Alright,
I was
so-
thinking of.
today there's something different. Today there are 2.
Oh no!
In fact, hang on.
In fact, there are 200. Couple of 100 of them.
Couple of hundred of
Okay.
them. God damn it, you
No.
beat me to it.
No, there are not a couple of 100 of them.
Just up this ridge.
Lollipop, you're actually the one that is there when it happens, and it's what, mitosis? Is that right?
When
They
cells
it starts
divide.
to shake, and then it divides, and there are 2.
All right. We might have a
Now
problem.
you have a
Well-
set of eyes.
Now I gotta kill it.
Does the second one seem like it has the spark of a soul? Rolling mysticism now.
Does it have a soul? Please let me pass the check.
Yes.
I don't care.
Oh damn.
Fuck.
I'm still putting the anti-eye shotgun rounds in.
Hmm.
They're just
Let's-
shaped like fingers.
Can we get a second opinion on the soul thing from Rem? Maybe his god says, "Oh, that's an abomination." Then we can just have a nice theological debate, and nothing will ever get done. How about that?
I'm still under the impression that fucking Temperance would see us be like, no, we need to kill it.
Probably would be like that.
All right. So, do you holler at Rem because Rem has been being very quiet?
Yeah,
Yes.
that would be a Rem. I don't want to say that you're like needed like really badly, but
So, Rem, on your side, the Doom song plays. Doom, 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 doom. And it's one of your colleagues.
Time to get court-martialed. Okay, I'll walk down.
Oh, you're like 15 days from that, right? That's
Oh,
how long how much time has passed.
I thought I was
Also,
on a timeout.
on today, go ahead and give me a fortitude save play.
You got it, boss. So how many fortitude saves? Do I just need to make one now?
Just give me one.
Okay.
Okay, you're fine.
Yeah. The Nasaravi warriors are strong.
Yes. Yes. But I just thought we'd do that all the same. Anyway, so
Yeah?
back to Rem. You have a phone call.
Hello?
Could you come see me in my room, please?
Okay, I'll be there in a second.
All right.
3 hours later.
No, I go directly there.
sorry guys, I stopped for a Starbucks.
You don't have time for a bloat. No, we're not going to idiocracy. Let's just move on.
If there's a doorbell, I ring the doorbell.
Yeah, we let you in. Hey, I got something I need to show you, and
Something.
don't freak out or nothing. It'll show them the flying eyes.
They look at you.
You're making pets. That's cool.
Not intentionally. I'm trying to make artificial life, but I needed something to start with to study so I can figure out how to make it. But it seems to be developing on its own. I seem to sense that
what
it's got a
was the
soul.
source you got it from?
Well, remember when Fable had his eye replaced like weeks and weeks ago? I kind of
what, 4 or 5
say-
levels ago at this point.
saved it.
Okay, I don't know enough about him to figure out what
Well,
are we
he's an
trying-
android. He's living and he's technological. I want to be able to make something similar.
Yeah.
And right now, I was just using it for study, and it decided to evolve. I seem to sense it's got souls, individual itty bitty little souls. But I wanted to find out what your god thinks about them. Because Triun's A-OK, you know?
Well, you're essentially creating a new life form, which
I
means
didn't create it. It evolved itself.
you took the presence of pulling something out from somewhere else, storing it and saving it, and came in contact with something else to create new life.
It come in contact with
He's
nothing else. I
trying
had
to
it in the
let
box.
go.
Okay, what have we been carrying around for months on end, pulling out of the bottom of a cave?
It's also
I
currently
I
in
look
your
over
room.
at the null space chamber over at the side of the room. Oh, bloody hell!
You know, this was going to be an assumption that I made, but I had assumed that you had already come to it.
Well, considering we
Yeah.
haven't been using it on it specifically, I mean, and its effect seems to, drain the souls out of
That
people.
was one point. But remember where we got it from in the first place.
Yeah,
We were
your room is
happy.
a very happy place to be.
It was a happy, pleasant life thing. So
It's
that would be the first step would be life. The fact that we used it for destruction, sorry, but the fact that we used it for destruction was something that it does not like. That's why it made me upset when I did it. But now that we have, I know what its capabilities are a little bit better.
All right, you really sorry you did that? You might as well just tell them now. Maybe they'll go lenient on you.
It's been 15 days. I'm pretty sure I've already got my trouble. I'm taking my groundings as is for my choice. But it's scientifically purpose wise, it made sense at the time.
Well, Triune's very happy with this thing existing. What does your god think about it? Or what would your god think about it? You know?
I don't even remember what my god is.
I like the idea of him
Yikes!
saying that in character in a badass look away moment.
As
Like-
I remember what my
It's a
god is.
fucking
Yeah.
edgelord. The edgelord look away.
Yeah, exactly.
Pathetic.
I'm actually trying to get there. The PDF is just being slow.
Whoever my god is, they died a long time ago.
Pop
Then meanwhile,
cigarette.
the god himself is like, hey, I'm over here. It's okay. Like,
Their god is
Okay.
Their
Slef.
god is Slef.
My god
Yes,
is a
apparently.
magic. So
It's Phrasma, right?
yeah, it's a god of magic. So he would think this would be cool.
Phrasma's
Because-
the goddess of death.
Magic and whatnot
Well,
created this
birth,
thing, right?
death, and fate and prophecy.
Yes.
If
Oh,
that isn't
yeah,
a
birth.
little bit of every person
Yeah.
in this game, I'm surprised. I mean, you do have a prophet. He's from the future.
So
We were all born, so
my
Well, and
god
there's
would
just new
look
life
at it.
born.
I'm trying to think. My god would
Make
look at it like
mysticism check, Scott.
it's a
Sorry.
life thing.
Rim.
What's up?
No, Rim make a... No, Rim. You're Clay.
Oh, yeah, my bad.
No, you're alright. Rim, make a mysticism check. That I've said 3 times. I'm sorry.
40.
god damn.
So, after you consult...
Nice.
Yeah, that's plus 16. After you consult with your god for a few moments, you do get that, what you were just about to say. Continue with that.
The fact that it's a life that creating from the magic item to create life is cool. So and that it's a new life form and whatnot, it would be fun to have a new life form created in the universe. How did the life forms in the universe get created? Possibly the same way. I don't know. Yeah,
The
it could have been that way.
Starstone is known to have made people into gods. Well, entities into gods, not necessarily people.
So if the Starstone can make beings into gods, then maybe the piece of the Starstone that we got in... He looks over at the null space chamber again. In the room can make life out of dead parts. Well, I wasn't dead actually. I was keeping it alive. I was really good at that. But
Yeah, so it took what existed. It went and scanned the existence of what was in that eye already, and um, duplicated it with something else. The fact that it came out looking like a a fly
Well,
eye, a
well,
fly got it.
it started off as an eye, and now it's a pop eye. It flies around, and I call it a little Popeyes now.
Popeyes.
The fact that it
Beware
behaves
the
akin to
Popeyes. They can see into your soul. I mean,
the fact that it behaves akin to a nanite colony, and the fact that there are now two of them, makes me believe that we may be moving towards a Grey Goo scenario, in which case I believe that these things must be terminated.
You can't just terminate life because you think it's going to do something bad in the future. Sorry.
Is that not why we're
At this-
fighting the swarm?
Well, at
No,
this-
we're
at
fighting a
this-
swarm because we know they've done something bad in the present.
Hold on. I just outside of character here for a minute. You do know for a fact that this shit's going to do some shit that's bad.
Oh, yeah.
You've seen a nanite apocalypse like in the future. That was shown
Right,
to you
but-
by Fable.
the apocalypse that Fable showed them no longer technically exists. It's mutated since then.
Yeah, but
Right.
but little do we know it's mutated into that's my eye.
No, I realize that as a player, but what I'm
I
saying
know.
is
Wait, hold
enough
on.
it's similar enough to a nanite plague. This should cause some alarm bells for some people.
Hold up,
Not
I
just
just
me.
realized something.
Go ahead.
The fact that Fable came back in time and replaced their eyes, what led to this, which is what leads to the future that Fable comes from. You created a time paradox.
Yes, indeed. I love this.
Time
Fuck.
paradox would have never occurred if Xander had not given up. I mean,
It's also Shaba's fault. Let's not completely
Shaba
throw
did shoot
Xander
it.
under the bus. It is also Shaba's fault.
uh,
But mostly Xander's.
like 94%. Shaba just did what she had to do because Xander gave up.
Yeah, but
Uh,
if Xander had his way, it would have been different.
Well, if Xander had been able to hit and not gotten butt hurt and quit, then the whole world would be different
I
right
know.
now.
If I could actually roll and not get stunned every single time.
It was beautiful. It was beautiful. For those of you that don't know, we're referencing old games where everything is Scott's fault.
Well, that's
Ah.
in the real world too.
But I love him. Anyway, now that Xander has been blamed once again in canon, where were we? Oh yeah, the Popeyes. Because there's only two of them at the moment, your
How long
habitat
did it
box will
take to
be
make-
plenty big for a while.
How long did it take for it to become two? Just out of curiosity.
Was it just a few days?
All right, so it's been 5 days. No, it's been a week since you guys
Ah.
discovered that it had become alive.
So-
And then
So
today,
a week.
yeah, so today
And
is the day that it vibrated into existence of two.
Yep,
So,
it's split into
This
two
is
today.
not swarm gestation because you know the swarm gestation is 60 hours at best or at its lowest. So, it's definitely not swarm like, at least not yet.
It hasn't eaten those genetics yet.
Mm.
Hey, that's Klez's job.
Well, and if you weren't currently in your room, you might have tried to put one of these up your nose by now.
Yeah, right?
Just snorting eyeballs.
Funny eyeball. Shove up nose.
You ever have a blowfly on your nose? All right, so you're all discussing it. You've heard the
So,
craziness of Rim, but he believes that Phasma would be down with it because Phasma is about life and death. So new life, of course.
so we got 2 against 1 right now. I'm pretty sure if we told the boss about it, he wouldn't be very happy. And we'd get a long speech if we talk to Fable. Claire does whatever you tell him to, Ren.
I don't know. Clay might have a different view on these things, actually.
Fable would like talk in riddles and we wouldn't understand a damn thing he's saying.
Ha! Well, I mean, if anyone can get Claire out of his room, this might be the one thing that could do it.
Yeah.
I can't lead the story, otherwise I'm just writing a book, guys. Come on.
I
I
guess
do
it's
like
time.
the idea of them being like, Claire, we need your help for, like, philosophical quandaries.
I mean, Clay's not a man with no philosophical opinion. Only very
That
little.
one is Big Bug, Big Bad.
There's a couple.
Small Bug, Small Bad. Forgot about that one.
Oh yeah.
And medium-sized bug, good to eat.
Yeah, perfect to eat. Yeah, do you guys call Clay?
He's gonna. Lollipop's gonna put a little cover over the box. Pick it up. Let's go to Claire's room since he's all locked in and not coming out. And I hate to say this, but we have a team meeting.
I'm bringing food anyways.
Mm. Are you gonna call everybody then, or just
Yeah.
Clay?
Everybody.
Oh shit!
Wait, like everybody? Or are you
No,
gonna
no,
leave
no, no.
Fable out of this?
Just Fable too.
Oh shit!
Oh shit!
Here's
Kill
where
it.
you hit the fan, ladies and gentlemen.
Might as well face the music. I made life.
You're a daddy.
that makes
Daddy,
Fable the
sorry.
mommy.
Daddy, sorry.
Well, and this is also
Oh,
where
God.
42 finds out that you stole his eyeball after him.
Yep.
All right.
That's gonna be the part where I get a gun pulled on me.
So everyone gets the Doom song that's not there already. Doom, 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 doom. And apparently there's a meeting going on in classroom.
Party at the Clay
In
house.
Clay's room.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, Fable.
Well, when you say it like that, Fable, you make it sound dirty.
Let's see. Yeah, Fable is going to. Fable is going to like set his program to run in his absence, and yeah, and then he's going to he'll
Make me a roll for that, Fable.
for the computer.
Yeah. I realize technically we'd been working off a, take 20, so it can take as long as it needs to, but just give me a roll. Oh, there it is. That wasn't that good, so we'll continue
Actually,
on.
you know what? I
Okay.
didn't roll my stuff for
Go
the
ahead
day.
and do
anyway.
that. It's been many days, so rather than make you roll a million times, we were just waiting till you needed to.
And then the one extra, so that's 16, 11,
Plus 5.
16, and then the last one is 14. So that one's just to recall knowledge. So what did I roll here? I rolled
Roll
a.
17.
I rolled I rolled a 5. My plus is plus 17.
Oh, okay, so 16
Actually,
plus.
my computer's check. Yeah, okay. I was looking at that right. So I'm actually going to replace that 5
So it's
with
like
one of my 16s. So that's going to
makes it
be.
34.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So
So
a good
there's a
result
reason.
on that.
Right, you and your silly precog powers. Um,
Um, yeah, but I join their like
yeah.
maybe there's like a quick scene of Fable like stopping by command, like the command where he's got like the programs running and stopping and looking at his terminal and typing a little bit. And then we see like lines of code come up in different languages and whatnot, and we see him like kind of like tapping through windows and typing in. Um, but he's got it going super fast at this point. But then he kind of like he stops, he stands up, kind of straightens himself, looks around, and turns and heads off to classroom.
Claire, there are many knocks at your door.
I allow them to enter. Clay is slightly confused, and as everyone enters, he continues to simply stare at the wall.
Where do you put the habitat?
Is there a table near in the center of the room, like a coffee table, or?
There is so this room is very Spartan, but you do see there is another habitat in the room that has a bunch of tiny ass like swarmlings in it.
Okay, on the other side of the room from that.
That's a good idea. I like that idea.
I still
I
bring
think
you
you're
food.
smart. Yeah, you just see that there's a bunch of fucking like ration trays, and like all of them are unopened and shit.
We need you to think clearly now. So I kind of need you to eat, buddy.
My mind has never been clearer.
Yeah, but your belly's never been emptier, it looks like. And we need your brain. You can hear the reluctance in his voice when he says it.
Oh fuck! I think Claire probably like pauses, and then he's going to say, "Just this once," and he's going to grab he's going to grab the food, and he's going to just demolish this tray, and then he's going to stare at the wall again.
10 minutes after eating, you really have to poop.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm not going to. Claire's strong. He
Okay.
can hold it in.
My kegels are strong. All right.
Yes.
So,
So I wait for the boss man and the
Charity
does
would probably
everyone
show
arrive,
up
But
or
pretty
is
soon.
anyone going to like try not to arrive on time?
the victim of eye napping.
Fable, are you there yet?
No, he'd probably. I mean, I imagine he might be one of the ones to get there, unless Charity has a bunch of stuff to do because he stopped off to do something on his way back.
Okay. As soon as you enter the room, the door locks behind you and bombs start going up. No, I'm just kidding.
Awesome.
All right. Everyone has arrived. Lollipop, it's your child.
It's your party. You can cry if you want to.
All right. I have personal obsession. I've always wanted to be able to create artificial life. I mean, not just a robot or something, but something akin to an android, where it actually is able to draw a soul. And well, I needed something to study in order to try and work on that. It's all private study. Yes, sort of. Definitely succeeded in something. He'll take the cover off of the habitat. I acquired a piece of android physiology, and I was just studying it, really. And
How did you get it?
well, it was medical waste from very, very quietly, because he's talking telepathically. So it's very, very quietly in your mind. Fable's eye surgery.
And once you say that, Claire looks at the tank, sees the creatures in it, unless they aren't seeable yet.
They're seeable.
and immediately pulls out his hand cannon and points it at it and says, "These things must be destroyed."
Wait, but it's life. They actually have drawn into a little
The
spark of a
swarm.
soul,
The swarm is life, and they draw
And-
soul as well.
and you've got a fucking box of them on the other side of the room.
Those are subservient.
Well, these might be able to be subservient or at least helpful.
And Kle's arm is like a steel beam. It is not moving. It is just steady leveled at this, and he's just like waiting for other people to like respond.
Just for clarity, Lollipop is not floating in the way of the gun
That
barrel.
makes sense. Yeah, no, respectable.
Rim.
So, you think it's bad? Okay. I thought the concept of, hey, he created new life. That's how new life has existed. But I kind of get where you're coming from.
The mysterious one. Are you okay with your parts being turned into strange monsters?
I wouldn't call them monsters exactly. Look, they seem pretty harmless.
I think I think Fable, there's a moment where he's just kind of like staring at these creatures, and he almost when Clef says something to him, like he kind of looks up and he looks around, and he turns and walks out of the room, and as he's walking out of the room, he pulls out he pulls out a data pad and holds it in his hand, and he punches a button, and the words protocol 43 pop up, and there is a moment there is a moment that almost seems kind of still, and then everything seems to go haywire. The computer systems start going crazy all across the ship, and the
Oh.
Fable makes a runs past several people who are sort of trying to respond to the chaos. He jumps in and slides into his mech, pulls up the controls and the holo controls, starts it up, and launches out. And as he flies away, we see in the background Fable 42 at the controls, but behind him, we see Fable 42 tied up and gagged. And we cut away.
I'm sorry, what?
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 We've got a Fakel 42.
Well, now here's the best part. When all of that goes down, the habitat box opens.
I would like to make a fucking attack on
Go
those
for it.
things. Yeah.
I will give you 2 attacks, 1 for each of them.
Okay.
Are we allowed
excellent.
to assist with those attacks?
You can try,
Just
but if we're going to do that,
because-
then let's roll initiative.
All right.
I would like to spend a resolve point to make my initiative +4.
Okay.
So that'll be a 10.
Okay. Rim. Fable. Or not Fable. The thing.
Lollipop.
Lollipop. Yeah.
Lollipop,
And then-
lollipop, ooh lolly, lollipop, lollipop.
Wow.
So that would make it Temperance. That's the only one. All right.
Yeah, Temperance's character sheet's not pulling up.
Oh. Hang
So
on.
could always just go at the same time as
Weird.
Charity.
All right.
Charity.
So,
Oh, we all get our +1 because, of course, as soon as all this stuff goes down, Charity's going to go, whoa!
I love how our brave leader goes, woo.
Hey, do you want the bug guys to get surprise rounds? I thought not.
Oh man, I thought I would have gotten a surprise round.
Well, we still could.
True.
It doesn't say anything about it fucking with our surprise rounds. It just says that as long as I scream at the start of combat, we can't be surprised.
You're not surprised. All right, hang on.
It seems a little broken.
Okay.
It might be, but it also might be just really good.
Well, it does say, you know, you have to scream, so if anything wasn't aware you were there, they are now.
BRB building my scream-based operative, my scream-based ghost operative.
You didn't see me! The intimidate rogue.
I'm invisible. That gives me a +10 circumstantial. Like,
You don't see me.
Dirty, you'll still go first.
All
no.
right.
Let's do this right. You did have the gun pulled the entire time, so I'll let you take this shot.
beautiful. I am going to blast away. This is the sticky grenade. I'm changing it to the damage it should be. Let me see here. It's my hand cannon is usually outfitted with a sticky grenade, but seeing how it's outside of combat, this will be 1d12 if I hit. So ignore everything that mentions a sticky grenade.
Okay, so it's not a sticky grenade.
No, it is not. It is just a blast from the gun. I just happen to have the macro set up with the sticky grenade because that's typically how I use
Okay.
it.
Okay. So it's going to hit the area. You were aiming for the square that the box was in, or
I'm aiming for.
I know you're trying to get the easiest square for the most damage. So it's gonna
Right.
hit everybody else in the room.
Say what?
It'll hit everybody else in the room.
It will hit?
What? Well, I guess technically if anyone was up against a wall. I mean, it says 10 feet, so that's a 10-foot radius. You were probably in a 12 by 12.
It's a 10-foot cone.
Oh, cone. My
Yeah.
apologies.
Sorry, the grenade is a radius. The gun itself is a cone. My bad.
Okay.
Again,
nope, you're
changing
fine.
a macro. Sorry.
It's all fine. We'll get it, Mira. Just
Yeah.
fine. All right.
So that would be aiming, at the thing itself.
Oh, at the actual habitat box?
Yeah, because that would be in the
Yeah,
direction
just-
that they'd be
just
coming
yeah.
from, right?
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So, habitat box has a hardness of 10. Okay. So, where'd I put my hard copy?
Did I hit any of the eyeballs?
I sure as shit hope they don't have a AC over 30.
No.
Yeah.
But because he aimed at the habitat box, that's going to give them partial cover. That's why I'm trying to see if it actually drops it low enough that it doesn't hit. And it does not. So, yes. All right. So, boom from the giant gun of your friend Claire, and it heads straight at the habitat box, shattering it into pieces, and the bugs are pushed back along with the shrapnel, and suddenly there are 6.
Of the eyes?
Yeah.
Wait, can I make a swarm hunter check to see if these things are related to the swarm?
They are. Go ahead and make a swarm hunter check. I'm sorry.
You're good.
They are not as related as you might think, but they are definitely responding in a crazy way.
I'm going to be like, Ravi! And then I'm going to fire my gun. And that's going to be my round.
So you fired a second time?
Oh, I haven't fired it a second time. I thought I was
Alright.
only allowed one
Yeah,
shot in this
You were
surprise
only
round.
allowed one shot. So
Yeah, yeah.
I was just making sure because you said
So-
end round, and I'm like, wait, what just happened? Okay.
Yeah, let's
Just
let's flip the order of action. Let's just assume I did the check before the shot,
Alright,
just
that
so I
makes
can
it-
shout Ravi and then bang. You know what I mean?
that makes
Unless
it
you want to do
charity.
it the other way around.
Yeah, well, now that there's a bunch of them, we're gonna...
And they're not all together in like a tight knit unit. There's some space between them. At most,
Is there at
like,
least 10 feet within each of them?
yes, they're within 10 feet of each other.
Well, we're going to solar flare them. Or solar inferno. Well, first off, free action energy attunement.
Well, yes, Solar Inferno.
So, I have to make an attack with my weapon, with my, what's it called? My solar weapon, or I guess energy weapon.
Yeah.
Where is it? My electric flare. That's probably not going to hit. Is there a way we can reroll this?
A 24? 24 probably would hit. That's huge. Right? Would it?
I mean, it's only a 9. I hope
Oh,
it
yeah.
hits, because that's a lot of damage.
Okay, I'm looking up Solar Inferno.
Basically everything within the target and each of those others will have to make a reflex save. Or they get the burning condition.
Okay. Reflex save.
That is not enough for that one. That might be... If it's just like a level 0 spell...
That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
One more.
Well, anything that got below a 16 is burning.
Okay, so
But the
those
one-
3 fall out.
The one that I shot also takes the hit from the weapon.
Okay, and how much damage was that one?
29.
So 4 of them are shot. That would have been the 2, the 11, the 7, and the other 11. Or the 2 2s. Yeah. So anyway.
So maybe the way that looks like for this attack is normally his weapon is that like crossbow thing, and just long enough for this there's a shift as Charity's eyes just turn like a complete bright glowing blue, and it turns into like a mage's staff. He holds it aloft, and there's just this crackling sound, and the whole room smells of ozone before this burst, like a beam of solid lightning, just appears from the ceiling, strikes the 4 of them, and they are now just crackling with electricity.
All right.
And then it turns back into a little hand crossbow.
So now it's their turn. The 2 that managed to make their saves, their shells have changed, and their wings have gotten smaller and more intricate, and suddenly they zoom out of the room.
Ew.
Literally straight through the wall and out, and they're gone. Well,
Through
I
the
mean, you can
wall.
follow, but they're going to probably...
Hacks.
So who's next in initiative?
What about the 4 that got hit? Do they take? Do
Well,
I
the guy
just?
hit fall.
Okay, they're done.
Yes, they're done.
Yay! Fuck you, bug thing, bug eyes.
I think I'm next.
Go ahead.
So they went through the wall. Is it?
Wait.
Is it
Rim is next because he got a 20.02.
oh, okay.
My apologies. Rim. So, Life just ran away.
Life found a way.
Through a fucking wall.
I don't care. I walk up to Clef and I touch his gun and I supercharge it.
Yo, okay, sure. Hell yeah.
All right, now, Lollipop, go ahead.
Okay. Now, through the wall, they left holes in the wall?
Yes, there are, what, fist-sized holes through this wall?
Yikes. Can I see them through it? Any of them through the holes?
Mm, no.
I'm going to have to go out of the room to see if I can spot them.
Okay, so this is the military base.
Yeah, I'm going to get in real trouble for this one.
Possibly. It depends. So you make it out of Clef's room, run down the hall, and out the door, and make a perception check to see if you can spot them. They are there, but they are like literally flying away. Fast enough that they're leaving like a vapor trail behind them. And they have split up. Also, at this point, alarms are going off because anything that they hit, they are going through.
Man, little fuckers turned on no clip.
That fucking Kool-Aid man.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck, they got away, boys. This is bad.
All right. Now, we shift over to Fake Fable.
Fakel 42.
Fable 1. So,
So,
as soon as you take off without permissions, you get hailed. And by the time you're actually out of the bay, they have already fucking started sending ships after you.
all right. Yeah.
So I'm gonna need a piloting check at the very least, and then for you to decide, Fakel, exactly what's happening. Okay, I like that.
So the Fable is going to. He's
Well, no,
basically
we'll get to Fable because Fable's tied up, but you
right. The fake Fable.
are flying right now.
Yeah.
Fable.
Fake Fable basically punches it, takes evasive maneuvers and punches it, and he'll intermittently use his teleportation to give himself extra bumps in speed until he can get
Yeah.
away.
So you
And
realize that your mech in space is going to be probably slower than most of these capital ships, right?
right, that's why the program attacked the computer system. So it would take him a while to get get the engines and stuff back online.
Okay, so hang on. I'm giving you some freedom with this
Yeah,
because we both know I'm surprised, and I'm okay with that because I told you to be chaos.
yeah.
So there are a whole lot of ships. How did you manage to sneak a virus on that many ships when you don't have that much clearance to have that many access points to those ships?
Well, I think he probably wired. The program into the communications network to where it hit a signal, like that contacted all of the ships nearby. All of the ships nearby that would, if unmoving, would create enough of a block to keep anybody from really following him.
Okay,
And it probably went out through like a pulse signal through the fleet, through the communications array.
because this is the Deospora, give
Hmm.
me another piloting check, which I will oppose by the pilot that's flying against you.
All right.
Okay, so you managed to duck, dive, and dodge through enough asteroids that you can get through because of your robot like body. that you managed to put some distance between you and the ships trying to follow you because they're having to
Mhm.
circle around and take a different route. Now, on that note, real Fable 42, I'd
Um,
like you to try and escape bonds.
First of all, I want to do a real quick thing here. Like maybe like there's a quick couple of flashbacks of sort of like
Okay,
there's a
you get one
flashback.
flashback for now,
Well,
and then maybe another.
yeah, maybe the flashback here is like maybe the first like sort of the first steps that the fake fable took, and that being like essentially um, the fake fable was sort of like we see like the regular fable go into his mech while he's like working on design specs and stuff, and then when we see the fable come out again, his demeanor is completely different, and he looks like he's on a mission. And maybe like the first thing he does as he goes by is um, like maybe he like slips a small canister like into the like slips a small canister that sets up like into like a trash receptacle close to like one of the workstations, like as he walks by, just kind of drops it in there. And maybe that's kind of like the first thing as he kind of walks by. And maybe it's like the like later where he's like looks like he's working on the computer and whatnot, and he's about to hit that punch that send button, and there's a file attached to it, that the like part of like the screen slows down enough to show that there's a file attached that basically pings outward from this communications array, and it uses like the signal to charity to disguise that signal is there. um, and then maybe there's that last uh, bit where like maybe there's a part where you see him working on the roto laser on the like on the hell jumper, and like scratch the back of his neck and just see like a silver filament of nanites start streaming from from his hand and down like the length of the mount for the gun, uh, and kind of like you see it kind of like spread like uh, sort of like through the insides to the undercarriage into like the deck of the ship. um, and for Fable 42, the real one, uh, I'm gonna guess that this is probably. What kind of check do you want here?
Well, how would you try to get away from being tied up, Fable? I would say survival
Mm,
or engineering because it's nuts. Whichever's higher.
Engineering. Hmm.
I mean, it's how we get out of traps. So,
So I guess I'd need to make one first for fake Fable 42 to see how good he did it, and then one for
right,
regular.
and assume that fake Fable is one level higher than you.
Okay, so that'll be about a 30.
Okay. So yeah, you make it out, Fable.
Yeah, I think he does, but he doesn't make it obvious. Like he lets it sit to where it looks like he's still like caught and whatnot. He's gonna like there's not much he can do with his friends right now, and this guy's pretty much got away from the rest of the fleet. So the thing he's gonna want here is information. So he's probably going to wait for a opportune moment to make his move. Because
Okay.
he was already taken by surprise once. He's gonna I think there's that a bit of discipline here where it's this is a situation where I need to get intel. Um, So
Alright.
maybe like the last shot of Fable 42 is like he's got it like we see like we see him like manage to like pick the restraints a little but he stops short of like clicking them completely open. They still look relatively close, but since the camera's close, maybe we hear the a clicking a small clicking sound, but we don't see but you know, Fable doesn't move. He just kind of
Right. You get
lets
to
it
that
ride.
point where you're half a
Mhm.
second away from freedom, and we fade to black.
Yep.
All right. So, everyone that's not Fakel or Fable, you're at that big round table with a tiny, angry, non-informed Vesk woman who's in charge, waiting for an answer. Mostly staring at the big brain who thought he was so smart.
Wait, did we kill the other two?
They have managed to make it off of this rock and are currently roaming the diaspora.
There are a
They're
strange
free.
swarm that have escaped the ship.
Right? This is where you get to be like, I told
Strange
you
Ravi.
Fable would be the reason that we all died.
Yeah. No, I never said that. I think he'd say though. It appears that the mysterious one had brought contaminants onto the ship with him. The Ravi are somewhere.
How long has he been Fakel, though?
Technically, you don't know about Fakel.
That's true, yeah.
Oh, true. Yeah.
How long's he been
No.
infected then, I guess?
Or how long
Actually,
has he
let's.
been playing us?
What is Fakel at one level higher's maxed out computer skill? Bonus. You're on quiet.
For him, he would have a plus 18 to his computer.
Okay, so that would make it a 38. So let's see if we can beat some 38s on some computer checks, guys, and we'll see what we can do.
I've been talking into a muted mic.
See,
Oops.
Start. Sorry.
Charity physically can't. I don't know what Temperance could do because...
Temperance has... Ooh, God bless. Alright, so Temperance will do the help check if that's okay with you.
Do the help check? Because even with a +2, Charity just can't beat it. But if it was helping Lollipop, that would be good.
Alright, so yeah. So that'll make it a 41.
Yeah, I have no idea how long he was a traitor. He could have been from the start. I mean, somebody pops up and says he's from the future.
We will never know if he is a traitor. It is classified.
Not more than 5, but you did beat the check. So, after spending several hours with security and analyzing everything that they have, there are just a couple of panels before there's that like Fritz out moment, and then Fakel's there instead, where give me 5 seconds with gesture without a mic. Hang on.
Okay.
Oh no, they're talking behind our back. Oh no.
Oh, we can talk behind their back too. I hear that Chris is a lovely person.
Not a spectacular person?
You guys are too busy worrying about Team Forearms while he's doing all his things.
And
I
then
I mean,
there's
we
Fakel,
also
who's
out
dead.
of character. We also did a bad thing. We did an insubordination.
You did a potential kill everyone.
Yeah, we did do a fucky wucky. In character,
It was
Claire
a
will
test.
never admit.
It
Yeah,
was
and-
a test.
And they told you to stop.
That's true.
And-
That's true.
And
And they told us to stop. We didn't stop. I'm willing to accept out of character. my responsibility. Klez, his entire thing is, oh wow, my person that is the only person I consider like a pack mate at the moment told me this. Like, who are you compared to a pack mate? You know.
I think we'd
And
all be pack mates by
meanwhile,
now.
I was just doing a little hobbying.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, no, you're not getting off the slip.
Yeah.
You're not getting.
All right.
You're not getting the slip. Not getting off the hook.
If we're ready to go back, I apologize for needing that moment, but
Oh, you're good.
No
We just
problem.
kind of shat talk
since,
everybody.
Jester allows me to create canon whether he likes it or not, I had to let him. So,
Yeah.
you have some seriously strange power output come off of, say your mech's name.
Iranic.
Yeah, Iranic. For just like a tenth of a second, it spikes, and then the cameras do their whole thing. And one of the things you notice is the way that Fakel's eyes glow isn't the same, and when you zoom in, you can see the nanites moving behind the eyeballs on that couple of frames. And then there's that whole like issue effect where after that, Fakel is just a little bit out of frame and out of focus on the rest of the footage up until he steals his mech and flies away. But like, Fakel's been here for maybe 2 days from that power output that you guys found.
Perhaps he is a swarm sympathizer now. Corrupted.
Perhaps it's some sort of shenanigans caused by the Hago Yaman.
Perhaps the Hago Yaman is a tool of the swarm.
I wouldn't go that far, but
Nah,
perhaps
we
it
know-
causes time
well-
shenanigans.
We know what it made. It's just, oh no, I think maybe at some point, you know what you were saying about causality loop, where maybe if he came back in time and the eye came out and I worked on it, that it becomes the swarm that he had to fight later on. Maybe there's a point where two timelines converge, and at some certain point, there were two fables. That power surge could have been two timelines intersecting.
Oh, God, I hate this. I hate time shenanigans.
Claire goes, as if he understands what's happening.
I love when Clay does that.
All right.
Yeah, Claire is great at that.
So, they currently have over a dozen search parties looking for the signatures that would be left behind by that specific phase model. And whoever is currently piloting it, you call him Fakel. Fakel has managed to put enough smokescreen between us and him that technically he could be still here and we couldn't find him at the moment. Since he disappeared into the diaspora, there hasn't been a trace, a heat signature, anything.
Is
Also,
there
it's
anything
probably important that someone hold on to the Hago Yaman so that like it doesn't disappear because some crazy person takes it.
I believe. And he's going to pause and look at Charity. And he's going to say, I believe I may be the only one understanding how grave this situation is. And
It's my science experiment that just up and flew away, mate. I kind of have an idea. And yeah, I know what you're thinking, and you might be right. You've got the strongest arms to hold on to it.
and Claire is going to nod like, yeah. Uh-huh.
So what do you think, boss man? Say to Charity.
At this point, whatever's clever. We just need to get things We can't fight the swarm or proceed with any of our plans as long as we got those two things flying around God's know where, and we got Fakel out there with one of our machines.
Lollipop will go get the null space chamber with the Hago Yaman in it and make sure the Hago Yaman's in it.
Okay.
Bring it.
Lollipop, you go back to your room.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. So after you enter and head towards where the chamber is, the door closes behind you as normal. But as you reach the Hago Yaman spot, you hear the click of the lock.
Fuck me.
You want to give me a perception check as you turn
I don't
around?
I don't really want to, but I have to.
So when you turn around on the lock cylinder that's to your door, there are several eyes upon it. Several. These ones have two sets of wings. They're more like what humans call dragonfly wings.
Mm-hmm.
And they've slimmed down a little bit. And the shell on top of them seems heavily armored now. And they go, "Hello, Father." And they fade to black. And so do you. All right, Xander, you're running through a forest. Shots are being fired behind you, but you've managed to get missed every time so far. What do you do?
Keep running?
Okay. Biohacker Xander, we'll come back to this next week. Hello, everybody. Tonight we played Shardverse 1385, and some crazy, crazy, crazy stuff went down. And some new canon was created, and some more new canon was created, and some canon that'll have to be discussed afterwards will also be discussed afterwards. This is the chaos that I wanted him to have, and for everyone to be having fun with. So I'm gonna have fun this week. It'll be great, great. So if the supervillain of streaming would like to lead.
Okay, I'm the computer king, the supervillain of streaming, and Lollipop made an oopsie that turned into a eye
A
beetles.
toopsie.
Popeyes.
True.
Yeah, Popeyes, and they apparently talk now.
Popeyes is the shiznit. Sorry.
Not those Popeyes.
Yeah.
You don't know yet. Anyway.
It's bad enough they can lock a door, they talk. Oh boy, this is going to be interesting. And now also we have a Fakel out there.
Yes, Fakel. It's the
And that
best
is the-
name for that.
So we have a cluster of eyes here. We don't even know if they're all the eyes that there was, because apparently they multiplied even more than just the once.
More than the twice.
More than the 6 times in the room. Yikes. And on Thursdays, I'm in New Amsterdam, where we don't have any flying eyes. And I'm very happy about that.
I'm glad you're happy about that. Let me write that down so I can change that. It's just,
Don't worry.
you
You'll
served it up
always-
to me.
You'll
Yeah, I
always
did.
have Fridays where there's no flying eyes. Smile.
Every game with Computer King will
this
have
is Japanese ghosts. There could be a flying eyes.
some goddamn yokai up in this bitch.
Yep.
More like yolk. Eyes.
Got him.
Oh, you guys actually hurt me with that one. But yeah, every other Friday I'm in Legend of Five Rings, the Immortal War, where I'm a sneaky. What am I? It's not Raven Clan. Lily Clan member who just found a letter of sedition that he has to figure out how he can report on without getting in trouble for having it It's a whole mess. Good thing he's good at talking his way out of messes, especially messes that his other teammates cause for him. And every other Friday, I'm in Yakshas playing John Howler Zulu, who doesn't do anything wrong while piloting a giant monkey mech, except for maybe one war crime.
A
you
CVS
only
would
have
like
one.
to differ.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, that's just assault.
I guess you know what, on our bar of things, that's not
And
so
he wasn't
high.
in the mech when he did it.
That's
Yeah,
true, yeah.
That would have been bad. Just put my fist through a CVS.
Breaking. Local teenager turned into pulp. Oh, fuck.
Okay.
That would be terrible.
Yeah. Okay. That's all I do. Who's next?
Okay, everybody who wasn't just a king, send me their player's choice because I did forget to say that, and we will follow it with psychopathic.
Oh, that's me. I'm Scott. I tried to be normal, tried to give life, but they decided to attack us. Brim's trying to do better, maybe. I don't know. Let's kill things. What else am I? Monday, Thursday,
Everything.
New Amsterdam. I'm completely fine. I don't see why I have to go to therapy. Completely fine.
I know, it's, I think it's so silly that Scene has decided that you need to get thrown in with everyone else.
I'm the sanest one here. Um, and then, okay, what else? Okay, every other Saturday, there's after the bomb that I'm in, who gets blamed for people getting shot, whether he's there or not. And then the other Saturday, I'm jamming the Doctor Who Adventures in Time and Space, and boy, these players are throwing me for a loop. This is fun. And then every other Sunday, I'm in Gloomfall, and I can't remember nothing because I gave a sermon, and now we got more people come to the house because we don't have enough as is. So let's get more. Yeah, I don't know. And that's everything I'm in at the moment, I think. Yeah.
Okay, so after that, let's go with Mirror Shade.
Hello, everybody. My name is Mira, also known as Mira Shades GM. And today you caught me playing Clan Nasaravi, the showbot who's so bod. And right before combat, he did scarf down a little bit of food, so good for him. He had an entire vac tray, as a treat. You can also catch me on Thursdays where I run New Amsterdam, where we ran a little long last session, but it was worth it. It was a good time. Catch me on Fridays for both Immortal War as Hiroki the Himbo Samurai, and catch me as Frank in Yakshas, where he is nerve damaged and he's got real cancer, not space cancer. Catch me on Saturdays, where I am in After the Bomb as Adam McCarthy, much to the chagrin of his own last name. And catch me on Sundays in Gloomfall, where I play Madame Yinbrath. Oh, and Tuesdays for Nobility and Notoriety, every other Tuesday, where I play Diolthus, Duchess of the Plain of Carceri. The most insane. And that'll be me. Check yo chart.
Just a king.
Ooh. Hola. Well, I am the Just the King's Right. You can catch me here on Monday nights playing Fable 42. Or am I? Am I really playing Fable 42? Or am I just playing Fable 42? I don't know. I'm confused. Um, and you can also catch me coming up. Well, when Gloomfall comes back, you will be able to catch me as Joden, the deep wormdrow you know, he just, loves to hide the fact that he's got powers and just sort of subtly manipulate shit around him and make money and is a lot of fun. Uh, But however, this coming Sunday, I believe we are going to do Victory Combat League. So the wait is over. The fight is on. We're gonna have We're gonna have some fun with some Starfinder, sports entertainment in space. Some crazy shit going down. I got some, got some outlandish characters, and I'm looking forward to seeing them hit you know, hit the arena. Um, with that said, I'm gonna kick this one on down the line.
Okay, let's see. That saves us for my favorite, my punum, Rowan, if you would.
Hi ho, friendolas. My name is Ron, otherwise known as Die Haircut. Me here today playing Charity and Temperance SL, who just like, man, they're fucking lost. They're just like, what the fuck is going on? My brethren in Saren Ray, what the fuck is going on? You can also catch me here on Wednesdays where I play Sinel, who is going to be part of a cave-in. So that'll be fun. Hopefully Bob dies. You can also catch me here on Thursdays where I play Cachette, who definitely needs the therapy. Blue on Blue, what's that? You can also catch me here, depending on the Friday. I am either running, this Friday will be Yakshas, where everyone is a problem for the captain. She's going to die of a heart attack at the ripe old age of probably 40 because of these people. No secrets, she said. Haha, bet, said the party.
You know, the only person who's been holding to that is Frank, finally. After he gave up the ghost that he has cancer, he hasn't had a single damn secret.
True. Or it could be the Immortal War, a homebrew L5R game where some samurai are getting into some shenanigans involving sedition and other S words. And other than that, that's it for me.
All right, first, the bookkeeping. Because so much extra time has passed, everyone get another 5,700 credits. Daniel, that's twice for you. And then everyone gets 32,000 experience. And after looking at player's choice, it's a tie. So, Fable and Claire both get 5,000 extra experience.
Oh dang! What was the base XP?
32,000. So that'd be
32,000.
37,000 total for you and for Fable 42. Or Fakal 42, depending on who deserves the experience, I guess. He giggled.
Eh.
All right, so that leaves me. I'm David the Gnome. I play here on Monday nights. I will be in Victory League, and I am playing a fun guy. It's never going to get old for me. For everybody else, it'll be, please stop. Please stop. And I'm just, might toast myself. But anyway, new canon has been created here because Jester was allowed to be as chaotic as he wanted to be. And I did ask for it, so I will deal with the consequences of all of that. Just like Clef must deal with the fact that his shot is what released them into. No, I'm just kidding. But anyway, let's get a Ravi Kala and we'll get out of here, guys.
Ravi
Ravi Kala.